Hello, everybody. So I want to just go over how today will look. So we wanted to spend the majority of the time focusing on hearing testimonies and stories from people that were at the last round of events that went on. And then we're going to talk about from Clayton, Dylan, and myself how you can capitalize on those events and make sure that we continue on with all the positivity and the growth and the new customers. I ran a report and we had over 150 new customers from the four European events, and we had about 420 re-engaged customers. So that's people that hadn't ordered in 9 months to a year that were re-engaged. And so that's really exciting. And we want to make sure that today we talk about some strategies, and maybe you all can share some strategies as well on how to continue that massive growth and that positive movement and continue to build that community aspect that is really always seen at these events. We do have a couple of announcements from Clayton and Dr. Rahm first as well. And so we're going to do that first, and then we'll continue on with everything. And so, Mom, do you want to go next?
Yes, I'm getting ready to have an IV and get some stuff done at home. It was great seeing everyone in Europe. You guys are amazing, and I am paying attention just so everyone knows about who's on this call. I will start making more announcements on this call in Route U than in the Platinum or Silver group because I want the people that show up to get the knowledge first. So you can please pass that on to the leaders so they know that. Again, let me restate that. Moving forward, I will be making announcements in this group and in the Root U group because I want the people that actually show up and care to get the knowledge first. So if people want to get information from me first, they will have to attend these calls. If they don't, they can hear it from you all first. Okay? So please pass that on. Roland, did you understand that so you can make sure that we put that in the newsletter and that people know? Thank you. I am at home today. Just some information about what happened when I got home from Europe. I had to have a colonoscopy because I have always had stomach issues, and you guys know I handle everything naturally. Since I've started taking the root products, I haven't had to have iron infusions, which most of my life I have, because I've always had issues with my blood and bleeding disorders, which makes it hard to travel so much. But the products have helped me so much, especially the Clean Slate and the Relive Greens, that I have not had to have iron for the last 5 to 6 years. However, I went in for the colonoscopy. They had found a polyp, which is typical. My whole family has always had those. They took it out. I actually left the hospital and went to a meeting for about 4 hours with one of our new partners that will be joining us when the new IT platform is rolled out. His name's Emil. So I went and met with him with Clayton till about 4:30. Came home and started feeling not great. As the night progressed, I got worse and worse. And I started bleeding profusely, vomiting blood, um, using the bathroom, losing massive amounts of blood. We went to the emergency room, and when we went to the emergency room, they ran 2 CT scans. They ended up having to use nuclear isotopes, which of course I will be using Clean Slate to get rid of. I was not happy about that, and neither was Clayton, of course. We were then told that I needed to get in touch with the directive of my will. We were told that they didn't know if I would make it. And they found that they had hit a vein and hit something during surgery. And when they removed it, they had to go back in for emergency surgery. But because I was hemorrhaging so much, they had to do blood transfusions. So I would receive blood. Again, we were upset about this, but we had no option. So we went in for the second surgery. I hate to say this, that the hospital made a lot of mistakes. They ended up having to put 3 staples in. We did not tell our children or family that they did not think I would make it. We decided to just tell them we needed to see them. at the hospital. Um, so now I got home last night and we're getting ready to do some IVs. We're going to build up my blood. I'm going to get better. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to take it a little bit easy so that we can focus on the business and focus on you all in a positive direction. We're very thankful that I'm okay, and we will be making sure that we do additional tests and blood work this week, starting with today, so we can make things better. The company has, Karen Floyd even flew in from South Carolina. We had the attorneys come in. We are in a really great position because of the trips to Europe and from Dubai. We have new partners we're bringing in with governments and major corporations, not just for human health, but for remediation of the land, air, and water. So the attorneys and our government partners and corporate partners have made sure that I understand that the priority right now is for me to get better because we will be licensing patents to governments to help with the land, air, and water, as well as human and animal remediation to get rid of nuclear waste, to get rid of heavy metals, and to get rid of what's worrying the different governments and corporations across the world. So we're in a very good position. But this made me really think, and it really made me understand the importance of this community and the leadership. And this is where I'm making strategic decisions. The people that show up and that are partnering with our corporate office will be the people I communicate with. I'm thankful for the people that have grown the company in the past, but I don't care about the past. I care about the future and how we will move forward together. Therefore, if people want to hear from me or they want to hear from my opinion and what we're doing, they will attend the calls. If they don't, they will get secondhand information from me. So I'm just wanted to tell everyone thank you. I've gotten so many messages from my birthday. Of course, I'm very thankful for today. I'm sorry I don't look my best. I will get better over the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I just wanted to tell everyone thank you for your support. Europe was the best trip we've had. Dubai, the Middle East, is growing rapidly. You guys have made all of this a big success. And I'm very thankful for you all and my family. And of course, to God for all the things that He's given all of us. So with that, I'll hand it over to Kane to you and Clayton.
Yeah, we'll take it. Thank you,
Thank
Mom. Um, One added thing that she hadn't brought up or mentioned, so she is on no travel orders for the next 4 to 6 weeks. And so as a son, I am being very stringent about this, but if you all care in any sense, form, or way, you will uphold this as well. So she is on 4 to 6 weeks of no travel. This is not a like suggestion. That is what we are doing. And so myself, it will be very telling over the next 4 to 6 weeks who asks her to break that and who respects that boundary she has. And so if you are one of the people that ask her to break that, I know where your value lies, and it is with money and yourself.
Can I add something too? Obviously, we don't have a huge amount of people. It's only 86 people, which is some translators and people in the office. So what Duquesne just mentioned, share that around. Obviously, the leaders in our community should be on these calls at all times because we obviously have major updates on these calls. So we always expect our massive leaders who are supposedly the heads of different downlines and are that people look to for guidance should always be on here. But if they're not on here, please share what he just said because that's a massively important thing. And I think sometimes people forget the respect and boundary level of what one person's effort goes into.
Um, Thank you, Dylan. That was a good point. On that note, though, we do have a lot of like fun, great planned calls and events happening that will be Zoom and virtual, and we will continue to do those. And so there is route use that we are starting to schedule again. If you all notice that on weekend reports, we are planning some virtual Zooms with the countries that we were not able to go with. So we have a call this week with the UK group to start planning a virtual call with the UK. We're also going to do one for Spain and France. So if you are somebody who is in those areas and you want to partake in our planning of the live Zooms and virtual events, please reach out and we will start scheduling those as well. Um, And so we have a lot of exciting things going on, and we will continue to do those. But all that means is that Dr. Rahm will be attending virtually for most of these events the rest of this year. Uh,
Yep.
that does not mean that there aren't business opportunities. You've already seen this a lot, and especially those in the US, you probably have noticed a lot. But Dylan and I have picked up our traveling a good bit, and so has Marty. And Clayton's travel will be picking up, even though it's already a lot. So Clayton is going to go into hyperdrive with that. But
I
that
like
does not mean there's not opportunities. It just means that us from HQ will be doing it, and Dr. Ram will be able to attend virtually through Zoom. And that's the great thing about technology nowadays.
I just want to point out how Duquesne mentioned that his travel's been picking up, although he got to miss on the European tour and stay in his house.
I offered to go and I
Hmm.
got cut. You
Yeah.
can ask Clayton. I offered to go.
Yeah. All of our schedules are going so crazy right now. It's massive. But no,
Dylan,
yeah.
Dylan got the full experience of Oktoberfest and doesn't remember some of it.
I I outdrank a lot of the Germans around me within the 3 hour period I was there.
So Christina or Dr. Ram, she wanted to come on herself and tell you all, so you all saw that she is doing fine, and she really is. I've talked with her 3 times this morning already. She just is on bed rest and won't be traveling, and so everybody who's in the office right now, Dylan, Marty, have probably got more messages and emails from her today than they have for a while, and so she full blown is working, but she is doing it from bed, and she will be doing it without travel. And so we just ask that you all respect that, and I know you all will, but please pass that on because, again, as her son and Clayton as her husband, we are being very strict about this. And those that don't respect that, be prepared to get a call from Joy or myself. And if you all met Joy at all, she can be very stubborn, and she is very serious about protecting her best friend right now.
I
Um,
will say it's surprising because how itty bitty and like nice Joy comes across.
uh-huh.
You probably want the call from Duquesne, even
Yeah.
though that sounds scary.
Um, But
Uh,
we appreciate all the well wishes. By no means does this mean you all can't send a message wishing her happy birthday or sending her prayers. She appreciates that a lot. She probably is on her phone more right now than usual because she's on bed rest. And so um, this is not us saying like don't reach out to her and don't partake of her. It is just us saying that her travel schedule is going to be much basically cut to nothing, and that the rest of HQ is really going to step up to do a lot of the harder travel and take some of the calls off, and she will be able to do things more virtually, which gives her time to do science and research, which is honestly what she loves doing anyway. So she'll be nerding out, reading research papers and doing patents, I would guess. Is that right, Clayton?
there will be a lot of that, and
Yeah.
there will be some resting. I was trying to do the math of what we experienced. I think she lost close to 3 liters of blood. Just so you all know, she was probably an hour away from dying. Um, so we're not talking about something that, oh, it was a mistake and then we got it rectified. No, if we hadn't taken the action that we took at home, she would have died at home. So it's it was as Christina was mentioning, and I think Duquesne hit on, with when you get to see the new ecosystem and what's coming, with what is developed and what is going to be deployed. We got to see kind of firsthand the flaws in the system of care here domestically, but we also got to see it in other parts of the world, right? So it was the other good part was everything else looked amazing. So the Rom roast enemas and all the stuff we do, everything else is glorious, other than the doctor not doing his job. So it was great. I We didn't sleep for 48 hours straight, but right after we basically got home from Europe, I think we got to sleep 3 hours, and and then went to the doctor, and then all hell broke loose. So that was a little bit of a journey. But a lot of zero in actually helps during the day. But so the I'll give you my feedback, and this is something that all of you should take forward, because it really actually gets us back to our roots and what we did to launch everything in 2020 when we did this. And I'm going to start doing more of what we used to do to improve engagement. But every event that we did was different, which is the beautiful part of what we do, because nothing is scripted, right? Christina and I don't do scripts. We don't do outlines. We will talk to an audience, and every location that we did, the talking points were completely different. Whether it was being in Kosovo and really working at a government level, almost working with the Madam President, meeting with the mayor of Pristina, and some of the other key business influences in the area. But when I got to walk around, because it was my first time in Kosovo, because of the atrocities that happened decades ago, the average age in the country is 34. And what was intriguing to me is having such a young demographic. The majority of the women that I saw walking around town, they're all wearing high-waisted pants, right? So they wear their jeans that are up to their belly button, right? And I'm a little bit different in how I perceive things because I ask questions. So I started looking at how everybody was dressed and then started doing a little research. And Kosovo has tremendously high levels of autism. They also have some other health issues in the area, but they have 15 times the level of mercury in their soil than anywhere else in Europe. 15 times higher. So the autism rates in boys are because of the mercury that's in their environment. They've had multiple times in the recent past where they've had to tell everyone in the city you can't drink the water because of the mercury content, because it's pervasive. They've got boys with autism, but all the women, because we know mercury is hormone mimetic, and mercury will affect women in their endocrine system and their reproductive system. So they have all the bloating and swelling. So they wear high-waisted jeans in order to hide the fact that they have the bloating below their belly button and above their pelvis. So kind of an easy market for us, but it's a matter of being in areas and talking to people and seeing things and having the time to understand what you have for tools. And I think this is the one thing that we hit on constantly, at the events, is that we don't we don't have to hype anything. It's already done, right? We've put everything on tape. We have, and this is because of the community that we've built over the last 6 years. We are the only company in the world that is not a pharmaceutical company that has patents on the use of formulations and protocols to eliminate or treat disease states. Only company in the world. So that alone kind of sets us apart from anybody else. And you guys can use those materials. drcpatents.com is an open resource. So if you want to pick a subject, and this is a project that we're doing in Dubai, because one of the royal family members, when we were with the Sheikh in Abu Dhabi, he's like, pick two subjects that you guys are good at, and we'll just address those in the UAE. I'm like, what are the two biggest issues you want to hit on? He's like, diabetes and autism. I'm like, great. We already have literature shows that we address those. We already have the protocols. Here you go. So we're putting together plans just to talk about those two things in Abu Dhabi and Dubai, right? Because that's where they see is the easiest approach. These are two subjects that are key to anybody, but we literally are the only organization that can actually talk scientifically, because we're the only company that has real outcome data, right? And pretty soon we're going to be the only company that can measure it. So the key in this, while we took this amazing trip, to reiterate what we've done, the important part for each of you as a brand ambassador is to really understand what you have at your fingertips. right? The tools that you have. There isn't a level of um, comfort, I guess comfort, because I was going to say arrogance, because arrogance is extreme confidence, and you can actually speak with a level of arrogance, because I do, when it comes to what you're talking about with Rahm roast or zero in or clean slate or restore or the combination of products and what they do, because they're already put on tape. It's already proven. You don't have to worry about saying something that isn't backed by proof or science. All of these other companies, all these other brand promoters for all these different health products, whether it's in Europe or in the United States, are talking about ingredients or talking about stuff that's not proven. And this is the cool part about doing events is you have people share their experiences for what that means. I got to sit down with my buddy who's the right hand for a royal family member in the UAE. And the first thing he mentioned to me when we sat down, he's like, "Thank you so much for those drops you gave me initially because all my vaccine injury stuff is gone." Kind of cool. He's like, "I need more. But thank you so much because I have not had issues since you gave me that one bottle." Things aren't getting any better, by the way. So with that, do you want to, should we open it
Well,
up and have Domi tell some stories and everybody can provide some
well,
feedback?
yes, but I have a method to my madness. So let me do this the way I
It's
have
all you. I got my rant in.
I well, and you're gonna have time for another rant later, but I want to show people that what Clayton just said, the events are the fun part. They are the community building. They are the let's catch up, let's get some firsthand knowledge, do meet and greets. And now is the time for work. So, what most people misunderstand about events like this or major things, they will go to these and you get almost like a mental and emotional high from all the community and the love and how amazing the event is. And people will take that and they just assume that everything is going to work out afterwards. But that's actually the wrong way. What you should do is you take all that energy from the events and you take that to then go share out with more people. And that is when the work starts. And I want to give a shout out to the US event and the US ambassadors because they did this really well. And I actually see two ambassadors on here who, after the US event, which was so much fun, but they took that energy and that purpose and the knowledge they learned and they grew to a new rank. And two of them that are on here, and I will let them raise their hand if they want to talk real quick, but they were actually added to the silver group, not because of the work that was done at the event, but the work that they took from those events. And they took what they learned and they continued to grow and they put in the work to share with that what they had learned. So if you are the two ambassadors that joined the silver rank, do you want to raise your hand if you are okay talking? I don't want to make you talk. And then
Well,
I'm going to call on Europeans to let them share their experiences.
who was it? Call them out. I want to know so
I
I
was gonna
can
say I've
tell.
never heard you give an option to not be called out. This is
Yeah,
the first time I've ever heard that
you
where you
call
called
them out.
I was told I put people on the spot too much, and
Well,
it
yeah,
makes me
that's
feel
part of
bad.
being an ambassador.
I will
Um,
say they also gain levels that you should be put on the spot and congratulations. Like
So, who is it? Give me the first one. I'll find them.
Amy, what did I do? Was
There
that
we go.
me?
I got it.
So Amy is the first one, if she is still on here.
Amy.
Hold on, I'm
Yeah.
searching.
Dylan, can you make me?
It's Mamie Siegner.
Duquesne, you
Yes,
are
she's
co-host.
the other.
She
Oh,
is
I am.
silver, and then Andreas Wilhelm.
Mamie, are you here? She is. So we will
Oh,
have you
Pinner.
first.
Oh, I see her.
Also, I want to point out,
Spotlight for everyone. There you
I
go.
think Jill called them out before
Good
this.
job,
Hi.
Stuart.
And I just wanted to see if you could share some of the work that you did and just kind of how you took the events and really, took it and ran with it because I've seen the work that you've been doing. Another one who was there is Amber, who I don't know if she's on here, but she hit her highest rank as well. But I mean, really, you are an example of you were so engaged at the weekend event, but it seems like you continued that. And so I would love to just hear a little bit how you did that or what you've done because you did it, not me.
Well, thank you all very much, and I appreciate you allowing me to speak. Um, I'm so grateful that I was able to come to the event and be able to meet all of you guys and absorb and learn and grow. I just do me. I didn't honestly, you guys, please don't take this the wrong way. I had no idea that I even hit a rank of silver. I kept like everyone, Clayton and a few of you guys said, well, the silver group, the silver group. And I messaged Jill and I'm like, what is this silver group? So then I'm looking through what the ranks are and I'm like, oh, I guess I'm silver. Should I be onto something? What am I missing? I'm not, I thought I was engaged and making the Zooms and doing everything. What am I doing wrong? But I really love, my strong suit is not social media. I am working on that. But if I can't do my best, it's my due diligence to reach out and find the best tools to be a holistic practitioner and do my job, work both worlds of medicine, help to educate and empower people. And I am concentrating more on my community here at home. And I made that commitment quite a number of months ago because it's crazy that I can work in my home here in the North Woods of Wisconsin in a town of no more than 400 or 500 full-time residents. And I connect with more people throughout the United States than I do in my own home. And so when I put that purpose and mission forward, that was getting out more into the community, making my presence more above and beyond with all the hats that I wear, and just connecting and reaching out, hearing through, you know, other loved ones and sharing by word of mouth and being like, have you talked to Mimi? She's done some extraordinary things for herself. She healed herself. Have you seen what she's done to so and so and so and so, and sharing, other people's stories. And I think, when I share my own story, which I don't think a lot of you know, but I had faced death multiple times and through hard work and dedication, got to where I'm at today, from bedridden to where I'm at today. So, and I get teared up thinking about it. And I want no other person to be able to suffer. So being able to connect with all of you, not just at headquarters, but all of you, the entire community, and what you teach me, I take that and I share it, with others. So it was getting into my community, getting on the phone more, making meetings, saying, stop on over. Can I come to your house? I am putting myself out there. I'm working 60, 80 hours a week, and boots are hitting the ground, and I'm doing it. And that gives me love, and that gives me confidence, and that gives me the peace to know if I can make a difference here, because you guys are working your asses off to help us. And I take that to work my ass off here at home and give people the best tools that they possibly can, and the love and the support and the education so they can heal too, mentally and physically. So that's what I've been doing. Boots have been hitting the ground, on the phone a lot. So, and I will
Thank you.
get to social media more. I
Well,
promise.
and I love that, but you did kind of hit the nail on the head as you do what you are comfortable with and are good at. And you know that that connection you have with people and being able to help your community, your direct community is where you really shine. And so I think it's great that that's, your focus. And thank you for sharing. I know I appreciate the community so much when they are kind of vulnerable and open with us. And so thank you for that. I know it's not always
Oh.
the easiest.
No, I love to be able to speak. You guys, I'm an open book. I will always speak from the heart. And I'll be honest on here, I don't even know how to raise my hand. So I'll type. So like I'm not always the best. Sometimes I think I need a teenager in my back pocket because I'm not always I'm technology challenged. Fair enough. But thank you for that opportunity to share. And thank you again, everybody, for all of your love and your support and your kindness. And Duquesne, thank you for speaking out. And we will spread the word so that your mother is blessed with the time and the energy that she needs. And thank you for returning. Mama bear claws always come out, but now that the son can return and his claws
Yep.
come out, nice job. We got
Thank
you
you.
back. Let's
Thank you
all
so
heal
much.
together. Love you guys. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Of course. Thank
Awesome.
you as well. And I see Amy's hand is up now.
I found the hand. It's like I hit the bottom of my phone like 20 times and it's like, I don't know why. Sometimes I can find it and sometimes it won't appear. I think I need a new phone. Yeah, thank you, Duchesne and Clayton and Dr. Christina. Gosh, she is in my fervent prayers. I had a friend's mom had the same experience in a colonoscopy. They nicked a vein or something. So I'd avoid those. But I have that in my family as well. I guess you can get stool testing and do some bioenergetic testing as well. I would go that route personally. And then if you're going to get a gastroenterologist exam, get a board certified one, find a really highly experienced. My sister's an anesthesiologist, so she like clued us in on that. It's not like you pay more for the better doctors either.
Yeah.
But you don't. They charge you the same whether they give you a PA or a gastro or I don't know. But and mistakes can happen anywhere, right? I different than Mamie, I do the social media and I really find it's helpful to communicate with doctors and practitioners on their stories. Pay attention to what they're posting, repost what they're doing, and establish genuine friendships that way. Like when they're posting dicey stuff, I get in there and we just start laughing and making it more real.
So you're actually talking about building community and building relationships, like Mamie was talking about, either in person or in person, whether it's virtual or direct.
Right. And I find it harder to find my tribe locally. I need to put more of an emphasis there. So I appreciate the people across the nation, people I've met through Root that are in the same camp, on medical freedom and so forth. So I think it's just key to be yourself, and even in your humor, on the DMs. If you're, if you, I don't know, just be real.
Yeah, be authentic. Authenticity is the key in everything, and it's interesting because the world of business development through social media has changed significantly, because companies are now recognizing that paying influencers actually doesn't really work. I've been having this conversation with some people that are perceived to be influential on social media because they have large followings and they come with their handout, but their value proposition isn't there. And this concept of being rewarded for the value that you create is actually highly impactful. And I will explain to you guys the one thing that I've learned from my long experience of being around healthcare, and I'll say direct selling, which is pretty much everything. Take the time to understand someone. Amy hit it on the head from a social standpoint, is actually engage with people. But if you're sitting down with someone, you don't have anything to sell. Now, you can solve a lot of problems, but in order to understand what to say, you have to have content. So the best thing to do if you're going to meet with people is meet with people and just ask questions and talk. How are you doing? Is one of the best questions you can ask. anyone, you could do that on social media and just post that and be like, how are you doing? I might do that because usually I post stuff to be offensive. But if you just ask someone how they're doing, they'll tell you. They'll tell you about their family. They'll tell you about what's going on with them. They'll tell you about what's going on with their kids. They're going to give you everything that you need to ask questions and to see how you can be supportive. But one of the things that I talked about a lot on tour, and I think I'm going to talk about more when I'm in Miami the end of this month, is we're a lifestyle brand. So when I got home, I was testing a couple theories because of what Christina's done with Clean Spirits. Now, I love this Clean Spirits, but there's two other components, right? There's Good Morning Minerals that actually will balance the pH in your gut to make it right, but it also allows your gut to produce molecular hydrogen the way it's supposed to, because if your gut isn't healthy, it doesn't do it the way it's ideally made to, and Good Morning Minerals actually solves that. But then there's another one that is the most powerful, and it tastes very, very garlicky. So I've made salad dressing with it, which is outstanding. But then I started making aioli,
Oh, yeah.
and it's amazing. So this is where you guys can have fun, especially if you love to cook. Go on TikTok, whatever you use on social media, and just do some fun things of how you integrate different aspects of your life into life and show people, look, if you want to be healthy, you can swap out some things to actually improve your health and function. And this is what lifestyle means, right? Because if we weren't doing the things that we're already doing, I'm going to estimate that Christina's outcomes wouldn't have been what they are now. And I didn't want the alternative, right? So it's really, oh, Restore. Here's guys, if you like to have a tasty beverage every once in a while and you have a margarita, put Relive Greens in it. If you like, Daniela just said put Restore in vodka, along with some Clean Spirits.
Hey, can you share the recipes from the rooftop that you guys served in
Basically,
Franklin?
It's yes, we can actually,
That's what we need.
should.
Well,
We need to have those on socials.
also,
But
do you all know how we got the recipes? I wonder if Clayton knows how we got the recipes. What's your best friend when you're trying to find out fun new things?
What is it, Duquesne?
Pinterest, Chat
No,
GPT.
it's ChatGPT, which you all have access to, but when we want to find new recipes, we train ChatGPT to know our products. You can put in the www.rootbrands.com. It will pull all the information and it will make recipes for you, make fun cookbooks. And so it does do all that. So ChatGPT comes up with great stuff. Clayton, though, I do want to give the Europeans time to talk. And
go.
so I want to go on over and start hearing just some stories from the European community about how it was and what you all are planning on doing next to continue that positivity, that growth, that excitement. Just two ideas I want to push out. Don't forget about the welcome back coupon. So if you all had new customers who used your special event discount and you want to do a follow-up in 2 to 3 weeks once they've tried the products, welcome back is a great tool to use. And the second one is reminding them about the RPS 10% discount if they like the products enough to set it up on subscription. Dylan, I see you.
Yeah, so there's one thing I want to say too, and Suzanne, I was actually going to try to point to you to say some stuff because you're a massive help while we were there. But another thing too is now that we have so much more regrowth in Europe, we have some of the biggest sales coming up next month than ever. We're really trying to structure Black Friday sales in all the month of November to benefit our communities to help grow. So the fact that our European and US tours were such huge successes, now is the month to really hone in on those new downlines and really nurture the customers you've gotten so far. Because once November and December hits, if you've been an ambassador for the past couple of years, you know how crazy it gets and how amazing the deals Clayton offers on the Root Brands products are. But so Suzanne, yeah, I was going to have you actually start because you were a massive help while we were there.
Danke, Dylan. Ja, wir haben schon im Vorwege, vor dem Event Aktionen gestartet, in dem mein Mann und ich eine Challenge angeboten haben, dass jeder Ambassador, der 3 neue Kunden mitbringt, die sich vor Ort haben eintragen lassen oder schon vorher und ein Produkt gekauft haben von uns, beziehungsweise gar nicht gekauft haben, sondern sich registriert haben und mit auf den Events waren, haben von uns aus unserer Kasse sozusagen ein Clean Slate ins Wallet bekommen, die neuen Kunden. Und das haben 2 Ambassadoren haben das erreicht und es war eine Wahnsinns Motivation, die entstanden ist, viele Gäste mitzubringen. Und wir haben gesagt, wir machen das gleich weiter. Wir werden jetzt im Oktober in ganz Deutschland, in der Schweiz Startertrainings machen. Wir werden dort Live-Trainings machen. Wir werden die Ambassadoren unterstützen, auch dort wieder solche Challenges zu erreichen. Wir unterstützen sie und machen dann gleich weiter. Wir arbeiten auf Black Friday hinauf. Wir wollen die Vorweihnachtszeit nutzen. Wir machen Aktionen und unterstützen halt wirklich jedes Team, also egal ob mein Team oder aus anderen Teams. Wir wollen hier wirklich Gas geben und wir wollen bis Ende des Jahres viele, viele neue Events starten, kleine Events euch dazu holen, auch live dazuschalten, wenn wir können. Und ja, wir sind hochmotiviert und freuen uns, weil das war eine ganz tolle Erfahrung, euch auch dabei zu haben und viele, viele neue Kunden und auch Ambassadoren dabei zu haben, die ja mit euch in das neue Jahr starten wollen. Herzlichen Dank.
Thank you, Suzanne. That's great that you did like a challenge or giveaway during the events. I really want to point out to everyone on the call who could not attend the European events because that was my first time, one, ever being in Europe, but being at a European event. And as hectic as it was, running between helping out Clay and Christina and making sure that the booth was good and even presenting myself. It was amazing talking to the people I only get to see on Zoom, but I just love the community aspect of meeting everyone. And Suzanne, thank you so much for talking. Is there someone else who's at the event that would like to share, or can you have someone else in your?
Well, no, and I was gonna, it doesn't only have to be what people, have done or did in the past. It can be if anybody has exciting plans moving forward too, to kind of capitalize on it.
And then I want to
It's a
reiterate
good space.
the challenge aspect is a huge way to grow your downlines, especially as we go into November, because there'll be ways to really push your downline. We're trying to make a cool challenge for everyone that will help grow every ambassador. So think about ways to grow your community outside of what we're going to do for November and try to do your own challenges. Because remember, the more your downline grows and your ambassador strength grows in numbers, the more you grow as a person, the more you can do. I mean, the more you share with your downline and your community, the more everyone grows. Suzanne, you have more?
So since New Year's is coming up, right, it'll creep up pretty fast. Everybody has a new year, new you approach. And you guys all should have heard Dylan because we had Dylan talk about what Dylan really, really is passionate about, which is having skinny legs at each event. And and you guys all should, I'm gonna have him start recording some stuff, but his outline of why everyone should be using Crush and Sculpt and how to use them was awe-inspiring. So Martina, I can ask you to unmute. I don't know if it does.
Oh yeah. Hi, how you doing? Well, I have something to share that is very emotional, but it's also about my family. I was very, very thankful that I was able to attend the meeting in Frankfurt. I wasn't sure if I was able to come, and I just want to share some from my heart too, because we're just not a community. We're just not a company. There has been happening miracles. Everyone, a couple of people know that my daughter has been very sick. I had to put her back in the hospital in the emergency. The clinic, and some people from the company prayed for her. And I did share that with her, and she was really touched. The day we was in Frankfurt, the day we had the meeting, just being with you all, seeing Dr. Christina, and feeling her love, feeling your love, seeing Dylan, everybody, just this, it was great. It was very great event. At that day, my daughter started taking, from that day on, Restore, a whole pack. And maybe, Clayton, you remember the experience I had with Restore once it came out. She felt the same way. She did feel this calmness. She is down with her pills she has to take. She is stable. She changed. She is back in life. She realized that not being suicidal was very stupid, but she not only got it from here, she can, it changed in her emotions. And being together, and this was magic, with if you meet with certain people, spiritual people, and that's what you are in this company, and you share the love and you care for each other, and that's something happened. So she told me the other day how her experience was, and since then she's been taking the Restore. I just ordered a new one, and also my sister started being back on the Trinity. I moved up a little bit because a couple more people bought things. But what I want to share is that that knowing that we all walk together, that we encourage each other, that we share this. I've been sharing this with my people. Clean Spirit has helped my dad. He is 86. He loves his alcohol. The doctors be wondering what happened to the blood result from his liver. It's so many things to say, but I'm very thankful right now. I'm so thankful for the big support I had from the company, and I can share this now in the community. And I really I really have a little raise in my ring, so I'm hoping to hit silver soon. Anyways, I'm very thankful, and because of that, I will send my healing prayers to your beautiful wife, and we all will. And I'm just very thankful. That's what I want to share.
That's so cool. This is what makes things fun, right? Because I hear so many other companies and such want to talk about making money, but Martina, what you just hit on is beyond the monetary aspect, especially with these kids. I had a conversation this morning just before Lucas gets to go, and Lucas and Suzanne crushed it in Frankfurt. But I had a conversation this morning with an ambassador, well, not even an ambassador yet, an individual I met 2 years ago. And we have a major, I guess he's hip hop or rapper that's in the kids movement of where things are going now, that it looks like I'm going to be building a collab with, to address a lot of what Martina was just hitting on. And because the key part is listening and then figuring out where you can be beneficial. But a lot of times if you're talking to someone, you don't know the things you can affect by the tools that you have. That's why I say take 2 and talk to me in 20, because you don't know what's going to happen. You have a pretty good idea, but you don't know. Lucas,
Hello.
hashtag
So,
great hair, don't care.
yeah, fair. Just like you're as an idol, it's always okay to have crazy hair. So I'm at the moment in London because I'm trying to be an attendee at the event, which is canceled. But for me, it was like, okay, when the one event from Root is canceled, I just to put my own together. And so at the moment, I'm in London, in Camden, and having meetings with different people. So at Saturday, I was at a charity event with the influencer who wants to join here too. And I just like drop out the 0ins to all the people of his team. And I'm like, just use it. And after the first tower, and it was like 184 floors, and it was 3,500 stairs to climb. And like, I'm the only not gym rat. So all the other people are hitting the gym, going to the Stairmaster. And I'm like, nah, not that really. So all of them are like, yeah, we will see like how you're doing. And I be the fastest of the group because Alex was like climbing with his mother and she's a little slower. So it was like my benefit. But I was like the fastest from them all, had the best stamina. All of them are like increasing their volume because they're like having the competition aspect. And afterwards they're like, what is this crazy stuff? Is this even legal? And I'm like, yeah, easy. You want another one? So we're like hitting this full stuff. And afterwards, like next day, everyone is like complaining, oh, we have that sore legs or like the quads and everything. And I'm like, I just go for a walk this morning after like 6 hours of sleep. So I don't know what's the problem there. And yesterday I was at a small summit from like Gary Brecker, and they speak a little about sleep and sleep optimization and how you can sleep longer. And I'm like, yeah, but after zero in usage, I just don't need to sleep that much. So it's like, for me, it's a time benefit, not like I have to sleep 8 to 9 hours to get like my recovery. And they're all like going crazy and they're like, all okay. So that's a quite different kind of way to look at biohacking and the stuff. Not like we have to sleep more. It's just we have to sleep better. And when the body like gets detox and all the stuff before sleep, you don't have to do it whilst you're sleeping. So why should I like give my body more time to rest when you don't need like more time to rest? So yeah, it was crazy interesting what happens here, having meetings like till Thursday when I'm leaving. And hopefully tomorrow, a lot of people showing up at the Russell Square in London at the park. We met there from, I think, 4 to 7 p.m. So if anyone has like contacts in London that has a little knowledge about Root or wants to getting new more about products they didn't use at the moment, you can always send them to Russell Square or Regent Square. It's not right. It depends on like the parks where I'm going to be then tomorrow. So if anybody has like contacts in London, you can reach out to me or to some other people you have contacts to, and then we can check out that some people are being there and we take some good photos.
So, Lucas, I want you to go over one thing that you and I talked about that I don't get to talk about as much because I don't go out. You're younger. You get to
Yeah.
go, you get to go out, you're going to the clubs and going out to have fun. And you've made friends because of passing out door prizes. Oh, you're muted.
Oh,
Hold on. Who muted him?
I'll take the.
So
Oh, there-
I can
there we go.
unmute me, but I can't see you, Clayton. So I just see me in like double time.
Here.
But yeah, so I get like access to different kind of clubs sometimes because I speak with the doorman, because when they're like checking the bags and they're like, oh, what is this? Because like always, even now, I have like my zero in always with me because nobody can tell me they get tired and they want to grab a coffee or they want to grab some energy drink. And I'm always like, you want something way better, lasts longer without a sugar crash. So, and then I just give them the zero in because when they're with me, I can ask them 20 minutes later, how are you feeling? You want another one? You feel already enough? Or is your nervous system like that much dysregulated that you need some clean slate to regulate it before? And yeah, it's quite funny because yeah, some doormen in Berlin, they are like, I text them, so okay, I need guest list for this event, and they are like, okay, bring some zero in with you, because they have to stay awake the full night and don't want to drink lots of coffee and lots of stuff, because with zero in they are focused without like without like the craziness of coffee or like the crash afterwards. So yeah, always having zero in with you is the best advice ever, because just today I had someone, he's like, oh, I just have to go back because so my brain is, so because everyone I think knows I like to speak a lot. So sometimes the brain like is not braining anymore, as I say always. And then I'm like, okay, you need some zero in, because then like the fuel for the brain is full again and you can follow my speech. So they'll just stay longer, they feel it, and afterwards like they remember everything I said.
I want to mention them too with Lucas. So Suzanne and Lucas, after we're done with Munich, went out to dinner with Clayton, Christina, Joy, and myself. And something kind of fun towards the wee hours of the night, Lucas was asking me personal questions on different products or how should he do this, or he had a question for someone like this. And I think Joy was on here, but Joy was like, hold on, Dylan, stop answering these questions. You're wasting a lot of valuable information. So she made Lucas re-ask all the questions so she could record it so we could have those. And one thing I want to point out, Lucas has really utilized Duquesne and myself to do meetings with him and to like use us as assets. And that's why I really wanted him. I'm glad you're talking, Lucas, but we have been trying to get everyone to use and like take advantage of the resources you have at HQ. And some of the questions I got to ask that Joey recorded were some pretty in-depth questions. And so I told Lucas we should probably do like once a week, if not once a month at minimum, to have him get to his community, ask some performance questions or product-based questions, and me as someone in the space can answer them for him, and he can use those videos at his leisure whenever he needs to. And so that's something I'm going to follow up on, Lucas, when I'm still kind of out of it today. But when I get back into work mode, we'll retouch on that. And then Joy, if you're still on here, could you?
Sorry, I'm Zoom. One moment. Sorry, what?
Joy, could you send me those videos that you took, and I'll share with Lucas?
I just wanted to say, so by the way, Joy, I need them because I just want to get the information as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll send them to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then I'll be Duquesne. I don't see him in the
Well,
screen.
no, I'm gonna let us go over because I know Suzanne has her hand up, and I know Clayton wanted Dami to talk. So I'm gonna give those two can talk if we can go quick, and we'll go a little over today. But Suzanne, if you want to share, and then I want to make sure Dami has time to talk as well, because I know Clayton called on her.
Ja, ich möchte ganz kurz nochmal auf die Frage von Clayton antworten, was wir Besonderes erlebt haben auf den Events. Ich war zwar nicht in Frankfurt dabei, aber ich möchte mal sagen, was ihr mit Menschen macht, die wirklich voller Angst stecken, die sich nicht trauen, nach draußen zu gehen. Und ich möchte bitte also wirklich eigentlich einen Trommelwirbel für die liebe Jana, ja, aussprechen, die eingesprungen ist für Frankfurt mit Verena und Daniela. Und ich möchte euch wirklich sagen, hier vor allen Menschen, ihr habt so einen fantastischen Job gemacht. Die Videos, aber das, was wirklich herausstechend war, das ist die liebe Jana, die wirklich Angst hat, nach außen zu gehen und sich für euch, Clayton, und für Christina wirklich dieses tolle Kunststück hat einfallen lassen, um mal anders die Produkte zu zeigen. Und ich finde es großartig, was ihr mit euren Produkten macht. Ja, und Jana ist wirklich über sich hinausgewachsen. Und auch das ist Root. Herzlichen Dank.
Thank you for that. And then, yeah, Dami, I don't know if you want to just share any of your experiences or anything exciting you have going on as well.
Eigentlich möchte ich mich dem nur anschließen. Wir waren ja in Zürich und Zürich hatte so eine ganz besondere Energie, so einen ganz besonderen Spirit. Es war mein 4. Event in Zürich und es war das Allerschönste. Es war wirklich sehr, sehr speziell und es war auch wirklich schön, auch Dylan mal persönlich zu sehen und zu treffen. Und wir arbeiten auch sehr, sehr, sehr hart in den letzten Wochen und bringen einiges auf die Beine. Vielleicht möchten da andere was dazu erzählen. Aber ich weiß, dass unsere Route-Reise in ein fantastisches 2026 geht mit total motivierten Leuten und natürlich mit den besten Produkten in der Hand. Und alles Gute nochmal für Christina. Ich glaube, hier kriegt ein Geburtstag nochmal eine ganz, ganz andere Bedeutung, wenn der dann nochmal gefeiert werden kann. Also alles Gute und ja, ich wünsche allen eine super Woche, dass sie alle Energie mitnehmen können, alle Motivation aus diesen ganzen Events. Und ja, ich würde sagen, auf ein fantastisches 2026 und auf eine super Black Week. Wir freuen uns sehr. Wir hatten auch die letzte Woche mit diesen 20%, obwohl wir nicht viel Reklame gemacht haben, eigentlich gar nicht, extremste Umsatzsteigerungen. Und an der Stelle kann man eigentlich nur sagen, dass das, was Clayton immer sagt, würden die Produkte nicht das machen, was sie machen, könntet ihr einen Rabatt machen, wie ihr wollt. Es wird sie kein Schwein kaufen und die Umsätze sind explodiert. Also vielen Dank nochmal.
Thank you for sharing that. So just to summarize kind of what we learned today, I think everybody really focused on the aspect of community, which I love to hear because that is what Root is for. That is what Clayton and Dr. Rahm created Root for. And Clayton talks about this all the time. It is a lifestyle brand because it's about helping your life be better, but also forming community as part of making life better. And so, as you all are leaving these events, share your stories with other people. Don't just post it on social media or in a WhatsApp. Do that as well, and tag Root Brands as you do it. But have one-on-one conversations with people. Set up calls. Set up mini get-togethers. Have friends over to the house and share videos and photos, and give them a cup of Rahm roast while you're telling stories. That is where you can really capitalize on these events, and you can let them try the products. You can share your wonderful stories you've had. I just heard a wonderful update from Amber and Jill in one of the group messages we have about one of the people they introduced to Root and some stuff with their kids, and it's amazing. So share these stories, and that is how you capitalize on these events, and you can share that amazingness. Clayton, I'm giving you 2 minutes if you want to sum up everything or have a last talk.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And we got to let our interpreters go in case they have other calls.
So the one thing that you guys should all be doing in these groups, but when we do corporate events, but you guys do gatherings, as Amy was talking about, and the difference between being on social media and being in person. Just take the time to be with people and use the experiences that you guys are hearing from this community, from people that have already had it, and share that with people that are around you because they have the same needs. We've already done the stuff that all of your friends want. All you have to do is talk to them and take the time to actually take an interest in people. You have all of the tools. You might be passionate about clean slate, but somebody else is probably going to be passionate about zero in, or they might be a coffee fanatic, and Rahm roast and give me back my youth might change their life. So take the time to ask questions. But here's the coolest part. Duquesne said something really unique earlier too. Use the AI mechanisms because the machine knows who we are. Trust me, I've fed it, right? So if you have someone tell you, hey, I have this, this, and this, you can ask ChatGPT. Pretty soon, you'll be able to ask Rahm Augustus, and Rahm Augustus will answer this for you because she's coming, and she's coming in hot. But the ability to use the tools that you have available can answer all of the questions you can get. You don't have to rely on yourself. You're not alone. All you need to do is communicate with people, reach out, build connections, build relationships, and watch what happens because you won't let anybody down. So go forth, have fun, make sure everyone, as Duquesne was mentioning, tell Christina happy birthday. Joy has a birthday coming up here very soon too, but make sure that you guys all let Joy know that she looks really, really tired and worn out because she loves that. And Joy's favorite animal, her spirit animal, happens to be the honey badger. Just so you know.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good week. Reach out to us if you have exciting ideas or plans. Dylan, Marty, and I are here to help. We want to help you. Bug us, please.
Reach
We
out
love
to
you
Dylan
guys.
and Marty. Yeah. See you guys.
Bye, y'all.